So inside the nursery, a few days later. Actually, this is only, so I soak for 12 hours, and then this is 24 hours total. And you can see tons of germination. Don't need to buy expensive sprouting jars. Look at that. But I'm gonna let them go for about another day. Go the sunflower. Especially the peas. Peas can take a little long to germinate, but once you have them all popped, you just throw them in soil and they start growing instantly. Alright, so the next step on this microgreen complete tutorial, how to get massive yield. So we have our sprouting jars and completely sprouted. Really long roots right now. So by the time I pop them in here, they should basically start growing. So next you rinse and sanitize your microgreen trays. And right now I'm just using some vinegar and wiping them down. And then we're going to get to soil. So next we have grade A soil. This is actually more high quality than normal. I just have a whole tote, 2 or 3 yards of this. But really all you need is perlite and peat moss. We use this though for other stuff in the garden. It's been doing wonders, and a lot of like microbes and all that good stuff in there. Because you want the soil to be packed to half the tray, and this is like a 2-inch. So with that soil, I do 8 cups. Actually, no, since the soil is super good, I'm only gonna use like 6 cups. And then you spread it all out nice and evenly. Once again, there's no true science, just get it as good as you can. You pack it down pretty decently. But yeah, you want it to be pretty firm, so you could just lay the seeds on top, and then maybe a thin layer on top of dirt too. And that's it for the soil. But for the blend, make sure it's extremely well draining. So you're gonna want at least 40 to 50% peat moss and the rest perlite. And you want to stay away from vermiculite because it has other stuff in it. But perlite, you know, it's pretty straightforward and sterile. That's it for the soil. And yeah, just make sure you kind of got still a lot of room. All right, so next step, have my garden sprayer, and we're going to saturate all of these. Wow, look at that, sprouting out the jar. That's how you know you're ready. But yeah, we're going to saturate all the soil. And make sure your water's at least like 65 to 78 degrees or so. Yeah, I'm gonna get nice and wet. And the point of this is so when you are doing the first day or two with the trays stacked, you don't need to water it at all. You know, so you just give it enough water, and by the time they start to emerge, they already are in moist soil. So I'm going to go and saturate the rest. We're gonna start planting some seeds, and we're gonna start with something easy. We're gonna use the pea shoots. So just broadcast them down. Honestly, you could just dump them in there first. And this is the part you want to get as accurate as possible, because where the seeds are, that's where they're gonna grow. So you want to make sure you even everything out. The good thing about pea shoots, very low mold because of how big the seeds are, and there's just so much air coming through. Unlike sunflowers, which create a black carpet over the soil. Everything has been planted, and as you can see, I try and leave no space. And then for the sunflowers, I drop 4 ounces of seed for these. This is 8 ounces of seeds for the radish because they can grow very densely. But for the sunflower, a big tip is you don't want to over densify your tray. So I found that 4 ounces is the perfect amount of seed. A lot of people won't tell you their amounts. And for pea shoots, I do 4 ounces for each tray as well. Peas, it could get very shaded, like they create a big, deep canopy. So I feel like 4 ounces allows them to kind of grow freely. And I've been getting about a pound with 2 trays. With radishes, I get a pound for 8 ounces of seed. And sunflower, the last I did 2 trays and I got 1.5 pounds, about 33 ounces. But these get a lot heavier. So next, once everything's been distributed to the tray, I do a fine mist, just like a quick misting on top. And then we're going to add a fine layer of soil. Now once again, there are many guides, but this is the best guide. I'm showing you the best tips from a commercial microgreen grower. This is what I use. This is how I do it. Now a lot of people don't want to add a little bit of soil on top, but I do. And this just helps with the emergence phase. So just a fine layer. So yeah, once again, just a fine layer. You can still kind of sort of see some of them. And it's just to give a little bit of weight and some protection. You might find a little bit more dirt than normal. Sometimes I do just leave it like that. But I also find that, like, some people also use a paper towel just so the seeds don't get stuck to the bottom of the trays. Fine little layer of dirt, and then we'll go to the next step. Alright, for this trial I decided not to cover the radish. So we're going to do another quick misting to saturate the top layer of soil. And you can get one of these sprayers. This is Scott's. It's a 2-gallon for $20. I highly recommend it. I mean, I'm thinking about getting a few of these. Like one for just water, one for fertilizer, and one for pest control. But yeah, these are definitely great because of the mist setting. Alright, stacking the trays. Once you're done, we're gonna stack them, and this creates weight on, you know, these hundreds of seeds, so they really push the tray up. So once again, yeah, there's no real science. Stack them up, and yeah, some people say, oh, you know, stack 3, stack 2. As you can see, I just stacked 5 on top of each other, and then I put a top tray on top, and then to evenly distribute the weight, I put wooden blocks on top as well. And this is just the best method. So in about a day or two, probably within 2 days, I'll take these off. They'll all have popped, and then I'll throw them onto the rack. So this is the final day. As you can see, a nice full bed of sunflowers, not an inch of space. As you can see, a nice full bed of peas, and as you can see, nice full bed of radish microgreens. And if you use the seed density that I use, you should as well grow like this. This should be, the peas from both should be 1 pound, the radish should be 1 pound, these sunflowers might be 1.5 pounds. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it might have been here and there, but it's pretty straightforward. You know, I don't really need to show the day-to-day, you know, as they're on the lights, but just so you can get the general idea. I feel like this is just a very straightforward guide. I want to be honest with you, I only watered 3 times. I watered when I planted them into the dirt, and then even after I put them under the lights, I waited a whole day, and then I watered them the second time, and then I just watered them last night, just for the heck of it. I watered from the top. I was just using a watering bucket. You know, I have tried the spraying method and bottom watering method, but honestly, I feel like just watering with the spigot just makes things a lot easier. We have well water, so I do know our pH is around like 7.9, maybe 7.9 to 8.8ish, 8.1. So it's pretty alkaline than normal water. But this time I didn't use any kelp or anything like that. I just used straight up water. And I think it comes down to your soil, really. I'll make another video on what's the best soil for microgreens, but I think really honestly my soil is what does it. And you need a really good soil-less mixture. You know, I just say soil. Yeah, that's just really the guide. Going to take these to this local natural foods market. I know they'll definitely sell out. I mean, everything just comes out looking really nice, you know. I think I really dialed down how to grow these 3 different varieties. And yeah, people really seem to love it. I think people like the radish the most, interestingly enough. Here we are, final day. Full tray, full tray of radish, using 8 ounces of seed. Full tray of pea shoots, using 4 ounces of seed. 4 ounces of pea shoot seed. This is using 4 ounces of sunflower seeds, believe it or not, and another 4 ounces of sunflower seeds. So about to harvest all of these, and then hopefully take them to the grocery store. But yeah, that's basically the guide, how to grow microgreens. Not the hardest thing to do on a farm, but right now I gotta get back to some other things. So check me out for more videos. Banzio, signing out.